Okay. I guess it started. I'm so scared. Saku's Let's Plays are great. Watch his streams. Thank you. I have the blessing of the lucky dog translator. You are perfect. Okay, so just to introduce myself, hi, my name is Saku, sakumintsu. I stream BL games on Twitch. I draw and talk about yaoi a lot. By the way, it's not a good idea to stream BL games on Twitch. I am scared every day. Link, Andrea, could you grab the link for me, please, of my Twitch? Thank you. I missed the name again. Who's the name of the translator? The translator is Terra Cannon 876. But yeah, I'm here to talk about some BLVNs. Give you guys like a small introduction on what they're all kind of like and like a general vibe of them. See if you guys find anything that you're interested in, that kind of thing. And yeah, hopefully you get something out of it. This is a 2-hour-long panel. So towards the end, it will probably be like a little yap session where you guys can ask me stuff and whatnot. And like some discussion. Probably towards the end. Okay, there'll be... Let me look at my slides real quick. Okay, so google.com is now full screen, thanks. So what are visual novels? Obviously it's a text-based story medium. They have lucky dog. Sorry, I gotta rep the lucky dog. They have choices with different endings, or they can be a straightforward story. These are known as kinetic visual novels. But a lot of BL visual novels involve going on a love interest route and learning more about them, that kind of thing. You kind of get to know your guys well. They have 2 usual presentation styles. So NVL, short for novel, where the text overlays over the screen. ADV is when the text is at the bottom in a text box, so adventure game style. Most of these games will be ADV style because novel style is usually for older VNs and they're not that common for like newer games. So most of these are ADV. So some words you may hear me say a lot during this panel. I'll say route. Sorry, I'm Australian also. So I'll say route for a story path. CGs refer to event illustrations. Where basically there's like a whole illustration that covers, whereas usually VNs have like the sprites on the screen for who's talking. So a CG will be like the whole illustration thing. A H scene refers to an explicit scene where like a sexually explicit scene basically. Sometimes I'll accidentally refer to like gore as a H scene, but like it technically isn't unless something sexually explicit is happening a lot of the time. So yeah, an example on the screen of ADV and NVL style, Lucky Dog's Secret Diaries and Lucky Dog 1. But yeah, so just some beginner tips before we get started. If you want to know more about where to find information on visual novels and stuff, urethra! VNDB is your friend, visual novel database. Please check that out if you're looking for like a resource on like where to find VNs and that kind of stuff. If you're looking to play any of these games in Japanese, set your PC locale to Japan or run a locale emulator. That shit will fuck your PC up if you don't. You won't be able to play the game. It's not as scary as it sounds. It's not going to change your like time or date or anything. It's not going to change the language of your PC. I've had my PC set in Japan locale for like 3 years and like nothing has ever had a problem. But this is mainly a problem if you're playing non-localized games. So yeah, I drew that emote. Yeah, I also drew the urethra. But I believe like if you buy a VN, even if it's localized on DL site, they still recommend you run it on your PC with the locale such as Japan. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to play either something on DL site or something in Japanese. Steam games may need uncensoring patches. This usually refers to ones that are localized by Just. Manga Gamer, I believe everything localized by Manga Gamer that's up on Steam will not need an uncensored patch. So Hashihime, Lucky Dog will not need an uncensoring patch. They will be like the full game without any scenes cut. There is also quite a bit of like variation on how much cut content there is in Just games. I'm not too familiar with it myself. The only game I played the Steam version of without the uncensored patch is Dramatical Murder, and that was with my second playthrough because I was streaming it. I decided not to get an uncensored patch. It didn't cut any of the scenes out, but it will close up on the CG, so you won't see any wee, but you will see like you will hear and you will read like everything else. So you'll just see like a close-up of Alba's face, and you'll hear the moaning and the like sounds, and you'll just kind of sit there like, okay. And there are also fan translations and text talk programs if you want to play a game in Japanese and you're not sure about like whether you'll be able to read it and whatnot. There's a lot of like resources out there for that sort of thing. And also check regional prices if your currency isn't in USD. I'm from Australia, so our currency is weaker. There will usually be regional prices on the JAS store. So things in the JAS store and also the Steam JAS releases will have like the regional price. So it will be like in your like general currency's price range. So yeah. So some things to take note of about this panel. This is mainly about BLVNs from Japan. So sorry, I'm not going to talk about New Carnival. So like there's not going to be many other like recommendations from like other like languages and that kind of thing. Let's euthanasia. I'll be talking about mainly ones that I've played. They'll mainly be localized, and I'll be sorting them out by company in this slideshow. Almost all the games are 18 plus, not safe for work, and they will all have some degree of non-con. We love it here. There's like one game that isn't 18 plus, and a lot of these games will have like safe for work, quote unquote, versions. But I'll let you know if that is the case with any of the games. I won't be talking with like spoilers. Like, I'm not going to spoil any of the games since this is like a recommendation type of panel, but I will be biased. I will be biased because I cannot hide it. And feel free to discuss the games, but keep in mind spoilers as well. I'll show my top 5 visual novels at the end, and sorry my PowerPoint is ugly. I made this shit at work. Okay. So, our first developer we're going to be talking about, Nitro Chiral, the GOATs. They are the sister branch of Nitro Origin, formerly known as Nitro Plus. Nitro Plus now refers to their all ages branch, and Nitro Origin refers to their 18 plus branch. So Nitro Chiral, I saw someone go like, what does Nitro Chiral even mean? And I had to explain. So chirality is a word that means like when something is like a mirror image of another thing, but it's not a perfect mirror image. So like your left and your right hand have chirality. So it basically refers to it being like similar to Nitro Plus, but not like exactly the same. That's what it means. So they're very popular in the BLVN sphere. Lots of people really love the VNs. They're definitely like the most popular developer. Their main writer is Fuchikabara. So a lot of the things that you'll read, if you read all of them, you'll start noticing a lot of stuff that gets repeated because of this certain writer having like things that she really loves to write about. So like, things like gang fights, there'll be death games, fake ass drugs that she made up. There'll be 2 side characters that have H scenes, drastic design changes with the characters sometimes at the end. There's always some random ass chopped unk in there. And all but one of the games are localized by Just Blue. There's a lot of very stacked voice actors as well. They put a lot of care into the voice acting. So a lot of these voice actors are like A-list voice actors. They're kind of crazy. I don't know how they managed to get Toriyumi Kosuke to sound like that in the booth. They must have like tied him up and like whipped him. But it was crazy. So they're all like generally like really well produced, and they also have liner notes at the end of the games that you unlock where you can like read what the devs say about the game. Like every single person that worked on it in the company will start explaining like their thoughts and what they like about the game and that kind of thing. So yeah. So the first game they ever made, Toga Inu no Chi, 2005. I love the chunk CK. Toga Inu no Chi. the beloved firstborn Chud's son. It recently had the 21st anniversary, like literally like a couple of days ago. It's kind of crazy. So there's 5 roots in the original version of Togai no Chi. That's known as the Lost Blood. Also, Togai no Chi, it means blood of the reprimanded dog. For some reason, it's like the only VN by Nitrochiral that is like exclusively referred to as like in like its Japanese title and stuff, because all the other titles are like in like English-ish. So Togai no Chi, blood of the reprimanded dog. Lost Blood has 5 roots. That's the original version of the game with the 18+ and whatnot. True Blood refers to the console port. It has 1 extra root. He's not pictured in this image. Sorry, I did not play that version of the game, lol. So the story is that post World War III, Akira, the main character, is framed for a crime he did not commit and is forced to participate in a death game called Igura to take down the strongest fighter and avoid a life sentence. I don't know what the hell they were making. I don't think they knew what they were making when they were making this damn game. There was like a liner note at the end where Gen Urobuchi was just like, I came in and I tried to fix this thing and it was kind of chopped, but goddamn, they had passion. So I'm gonna let them do their thing. Paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. And it was kind of awesome. So there are age gap moments that'll leave you, the general viewer, pondering. And there's quite a few trigger warnings for like all the games, but like this one in particular, there was one character that got me kind of like cracking the fuck up. His name is Arbitro. If you meet him, you'll know what I'm talking about. But every time this guy showed up on the screen, I was like cracking up. I was like, what is this dude? But yeah. And it's kind of, okay, I don't know how to explain the vibe of this game, but it has that beloved 2000s energy to it. It has that edge that you kind of miss from games in the 2000s. The story, I'm gonna say it's not super great. The story is kind of messy, and that they do have quite a bit of repetitive like things going on in the plot. And it's like when you start the game, you're like, wow, this is like promising. And then towards the end, you're kind of like, oh, okay, like, I see. I'm like trying to like speak in a way in which you're not gonna like get spoiled, but it's kind of hard to explain my thoughts. Also, this is the only Nitrochiral game that has a verse protagonist, and they lost the damn recipe. And I wonder which of the love interest is the one that's gonna bottom. Can you tell with the ukeseme dimorphism here? So from left to right, the characters on screen. The first one is Motomi, who's the chunk. The second guy is Rin. The third guy is Keisuke, who's like the childhood friend. And Akira's the main character, right in the middle with the gray hair. Shiki is kind of serving in this picture, but do not be fucking fooled. Shiki is the one in the all black. He's kind of cunty, kind of awesome in that pic. And the guy at the end, his name is left question mark, question mark, question mark. So I'm not going to say his name, but he's there. He exists. I have a headcanon that if this was a game made in the modern day, he would be voiced by Saito Soma and they would go in a completely different voice direction, but that's neither here or there. So this is what like the game looks like. So that's the cover, some screenshots of the game, the 2 random fucking guys that like show up and harass you at the top there, and then a CG of Rin at the bottom. He's so cute. The cover's so good. I know, right? I love the cover. So yeah, that's kind of like the vibe of the game. I do think it is like this game is very much like some people will love it, some people will hate it kind of thing. Also for all these games, if you are interested in any of them, I would recommend checking if it has an opening. I don't think there are many. I think there's only a couple of the games here that don't have openings. But if you watch the opening, you kind of get a general vibe for the feel of the game. And you'll be like, oh, okay, I think I'll enjoy it. The True Blood version with the side character is on Steam, that is correct. It is translated in English. It is translated not by Jast. So if you play Lost Blood and True Blood, they kind of have different like vibes when it comes to translation, but it is there. If you want to see Yukihito, I think is the extra love interest. If you want to see his root, that's there. So yeah, the game has like a really gritty soundtrack. Some of the tracks low-key feel like, ow, I just hit my knee on the table. Some of the tracks do feel like 30-second loops. But some of them are like full-ass songs. The ending songs are all really good. Um, and Ito Kaneko is just like a goated vocalist. Like low-key, all of the Nitro Trial games have really good ending songs. And yeah, quintessential, by God, they had passion, literally. That's Togai Nunochi. They all have like really cool ending songs that are like, they kind of show like the era in which the game was made, low-key. So Togai Nunochi has this very kind of like indie rock gritty sound to it. And I really love the soundtrack for the vocal tracks. It's amazing. So the next game they made, Lamento Beyond the Void 2006, Catboy Heaven. So this is the only unlocalized game. Sorry if you like Catboys. It's not localized. Jazz decided not to localize it for some reason. We're not gonna get into that. It's the only high fantasy game. It has this like really cool like setting with like no humans and whatever the fuck. All the people are like cat boys basically, and it's like it is genuinely such a shame that it's not localized because I really want more people to play it. It's available on DL site in Japanese if you do want to play it in Japanese. There is also a fan translation on Art in Fantasy. You just patch that stuff in and then you'll be good. But it is kind of finicky if you're not used to doing that sort of thing. So the story, the Dipika, the species, are slowly dying out due to a sickness that steals their fucking limbs and a void that's taking over their country of Sisa. Kono is suddenly cursed to be a black cat and is chosen as a sacrifice to be eaten by his village to stave off hunger. With no choice, he runs away to find a way to undo the curse. So there's like 4 different fucking like problems happening in the plot at the same time. It is quite a lot, but you get into the flow of it really quickly. You'll start to like kind of feel like the gravity of the situation as you continue to play. And I really like fantasy problems, if that makes sense. Okay, my favorite character isn't pictured on this, but there's a character called Leeks, and he's like one of my favorite BL characters ever. I love a petty bitch. And he has every right to be petty, and I think he should have done more, in fact. He literally takes me out. I love him so much. So there's 3 routes in total. There's only 3 love interests. So from the left to the right of the top image, Asato, and then Konoe, the main character, is the second one. And then the third is, the third. The third is Bardo. He's my favorite route, which I think is not a very popular opinion, but I love Bardo. He fucking cracks me up. I thought, okay, this is so stupid. I played Lamento right after the stage play started. Like, the time which I decided to play just happened to coincide with the stage play. And there was so while I was playing it, I was also watching the stage play at the same time. And I was watching like the end of the stage play archive where the actors are all talking about their thoughts on the play. And behind them was a poster of Lamento stage. And in the back, there's like Bardo, like on the poster, Bardo is holding his like sword that you can see in the pic. It's like this like large like black sword, and he was like pointing it forward. And I looked at it and I'm like, why does Bardo have a rifle? And I was just like, no way, they have guns in this fantasy setting. That's fucked up. Like, I was literally convinced that Bardo, when I played his route, was gonna pull out a fucking gun and like shoot people. And I don't know, like looking back, I'm like, I should have squinted harder and looked at the poster a little bit longer so I could have realized that it wasn't a freaking gun. But I didn't have the foresight for that. So I literally thought he was gonna have a gun. And as I was playing the route, I was just like, when's the gun showing up? Like, when is it gonna happen? Like, I was literally so on edge, and it never happened. It was a sword the whole time. So yeah, stupid story. And then the last guy is Rai. He's awesome. So both Lamento and Togai Nochi have the same character designer and artist. She low-key improved like crazy. And now she did the art of Utapri and Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So that's Miss Shinatsu Kurahana. She's actually the GOAT. So in my head is Beta Dimitri Three Houses. He's Beta Dimitri to me. He's the original Dimitri before the actual guy showed up. So yeah, the game also has like their own like verse setting. So like think like Omegaverse, but in here it's like there are cats that can like sing and cats that are kind of like they're meant to be fighters. So they're known as the Sangha, they're the singers, and the Toga are the fighters. And they you're like assigned one of them at birth. And I don't know if there's a beta. They didn't really explain this very well. So the main character is like a Sangha, and he's like the only Sangha out of like the main characters. And they're all like kind of fighting for his attention. They're like, sing for me. So it's like they're the Sangha Toga verse, I guess. The game also has a really dynamic UI. So as you're playing, the screen will like move and shift and stuff, kind of like a PowerPoint presentation. And it's kind of goofy at first, but you really love it once you actually like start really getting into the game. It's just like, oh my god, Asato's upside down. It's like really awesome. So yeah. The next one, Sweet Pool 2008. My god, Sweet Pool. It's the shortest VN of the bunch, of Nitro Trials, I should specify. It's only around 10-ish hours. The story is that Yoji has been held back due to his poor health, and feels out of place in school, but now he's being plagued with mysterious meat periods and people around him acting very strangely, and now he feels worse. So this game it's a game of all time, I must say. It's a ladder structure VN, so it doesn't have traditional routes where you just pick one and then continue with the character. There's like 6 endings, but they all kind of play off of each other. So the ladder structure basically refers to like you're climbing up a ladder and then you take a pit stop and then you continue climbing up the ladder until you get to like the main ending. It's like that kind of thing. So Sayano Uta was like a huge influence for this thing. This was also the last game that Geno Ibuchi worked on for Nitro Trial. He was like the advisor, and after this he was just like, my beloved yaoi community has finally grown up and I can let these devs do whatever the hell they want, and he fucked off. So this was like the last thing he touched from Nitro Trial, and you can kind of feel it. If you are sick or in a bad place mentally, I would not recommend playing this game, because it literally may kill you. It's kind of like very sickening, and you will be like really sad when you're playing it if you're in that sort of position. So please proceed with caution if you are like going through that sort of thing, but otherwise, like, anyone, please play it. I need more people to play it. Like, I feel like other than Lamento, because it's not localized, this is like the one that people play the least, and I really want more people to play it. It's so good. It is also like the Omegaverse forefather. It has like genuinely a Omegaverse in it, before Omegaverse like really became a thing, and it's kind of awesome in that sense. So it has like this sort of strange aesthetic where all the characters kind of look older than they are. And it has like a really unique art style. I really like it. Some people don't like it as much, but I really like it. I love the way like the cell shading works with it. It also has this sort of choice system where you're not given like a do X, Y, do A, B choice, but you're given a red and a blue choice, which represents reason and instinct. So you choose between the two, and based on like the percentage of what you choose, or specifically where you choose one, you will get different endings. So you're kind of clicking in the dark, but it's a really interesting mechanic, and I really want like more VNs to kind of do things like that. It's really awesome. So DMMD, Dramatical Murder, my god, the king. It's considered a gateway BLVN. It is also by far the most popular BLVN ever, low-key. The story is that in the near future, the island Midorijima has been bought out by a large corporation, and the local 23-year-old guy, Aba Seragaki, starts to notice things going south with things around him. That's a very bad description. Sorry, I wrote these like kind of by myself, and I was kind of like raw dogging it. I don't really know how to explain it in a non-spoiler free way though. but that's kind of like the gist of it. So there's 5 routes in total. There's oh wait, I just realized I didn't even introduce the sweet pool boys. So that's Makoto, Tetsuo, Yoji, Zenya. I love Zenya, by the way. Zenya's my goat. So with Dramatic Murder, there's 5 routes, 12 different endings. They each have like at least one bad end. I think there's like one character that has like an extra bad end, I believe. And if you play Recode, which is the safe for work version, you get 1 extra route with Mizuki. So it's like sort of this cyberpunk sci-fi meets retro setting. I say meets retro because they have things like those thick-ass computers and like clunky-ass phones that like definitely like should have been phased out by 2012, but they decided to bring it back and like pixel art and stuff. It's really charming. It has a great sort of like look to it. Which is why I think people tend to gravitate towards it compared to like other VNs, and why it's such a like quote beginner friendly sort of VN. It also has like silly little banter moments spaced out in between, like more so compared to the previous games I talked about. Lamenta had like quite a bit, but like this one definitely has more. The common route is really long. The common route refers to the part in the VN that's like the start before you get to any of the character routes, where you're kind of just like given the introduction. The common route is really long for this game. Like when I was replaying it, I was like, my god, it actually feels like kind of long. But if you bear with it, this game will take you to places, and it's very fun and interesting. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe. There are a lot of trigger warnings if you do decide to make this your first VN, because I'm sure a lot of people do. But that's like if you play the bad ends a lot of the time. A lot of the trigger warnings come around there, but there are certain characters that have like more heavier roots than others, that sort of thing, not to spoil. So this is kind of what it looks like. So the characters, I can point to them with my mouse low key, but it's kind of small, sorry. So the green one is Noise, the red one is Kojaku, the main character is Alba, the blue one obviously. Clear's the one with the gas mask, and Mink is the one with the dreadlocks. I love Mink. Mink is my favorite. Mink is my favorite character. I won't say he's my favorite route, but he is my favorite character. He's kind of awesome. He's blue for an awesome reason. So yeah, that's kind of like the vibe of what it looks like. I do actually. A lot of people go like, oh, I don't think like Dramatic Murder is a good starting point for BLVNs. It is like people say it's like lighthearted, but it really isn't. But I personally think like I've introduced BLVNs to a friend through DMMD and it worked totally fine. I managed to convince him because he's a fan of the actor Tominaga Yuya, who became really popular a couple of years ago because of this Sentai show called Don Brothers. And he was a fan of Don Brothers. So I was just like, you should check this out, because Tominaga Yuya plays this guy called Virus in the stage play adaptation. And he was like, okay. And then he played the entire game. So I think it is fine. It's a perfectly fine BL like launching point. I think it's totally fine. So yeah. I would recommend you start with it if you're not sure about where to start. If nothing like particularly catches your eye, I do think Dramatic Murder is generally like a not super like controversial start to BLVNs. So the next one, Slow Damage. There's a big gap towards like the end of like Nitro Trials games where like there's like DMMD came out 2012 and then boom, Slow Damage 2021. It's kind of crazy. They worked on this thing for ages, my god. So it is the longest Nitro Trial VN. It comes in at around 50 hours. It is quite long, and the replayability of this is a bit tougher than the others, I will say. So keep that in mind. So the story on the corrupting casino-filled island of Shinkomi. Toa is an artist whose main muse is people's deepest desires, but in order to capture them on his canvas, he must bear the burden of these desires himself. Scratch all of that, because like what I said, like barely scratches the surface of this absolute like trip of a game. It's so long that low-key like you kind of start forgetting that was the original plot. It is kind of crazy. So yeah, it has by far the most gameplay of the Nitro Trial games. It has this like map mechanic and like sort of another like mechanic that's sort of similar to Ace Attorney, where you quote interrogate people, sort of like Toa's like a master manipulator, so he's just like, yes, tell me everything. And you have to like pick things like that you think will like make the characters like give you information and whatnot, that kind of thing. So that's kind of like one of the reasons why the game is kind of like harder than others to replay. I actually ended up not being able to get all the bad ends because I missed pieces of evidence or whatever the fuck you would call them. I think it was inspiration. I think that's what they worded it as. I missed pieces of information, inspiration, and I could not get some of the bad ends, and I was literally so frustrated, and I had to like replay it, and it was really annoying. So I would actually recommend, if you play this game, to consult a guide so that you don't have to replay it. So be careful with that sort of thing. So the setting is like really lived in. There's a lot of side characters. You get really attached to a lot of them, I think. There's a lot of like people that like are friends with Toa, and like towards the end they all kind of, you're like, oh, my friends, wow, I love Igarashi, wow, like that kind of thing. So it's like, it's, even though this game does sort of look dark and stuff, there's a ray of hope in there. There's a ray of hope. It also comes with quite a bit of trigger warning, so it has quite a bit of gore, self-harm, suicidal characters, that sort of stuff. So definitely for all the games that I talk about, do check trigger warnings if you want to. I just wanted to specify for this one, it is quite heavy. So yeah, this is sort of what the game looks like. So on the top right, from left to right, the characters are Fujieda, Rei, Towa, Taku, and Madarame. I low-key find all of them a bit chopped except for Rei, but there's a little asterisk in there for a reason. So yeah, they kind of take me out. I'm sorry, they're all kind of... Okay, low-key, controversial thing to say. I low-key think every Nitro Chirale Seme is a bit of a loser. Because I don't know if it's just because I've played like all of them, like, and I find them like sort of like funny now, but I low-key think they're a bit of a... They're all kind of losers to some degree. Lucky Day is the least loser out of all of them, but they're all kind of like losers or chopped or a bit like silly in some sort of aspect that kind of make me like crack up. That isn't like a negative thing, because I do love like every single Nitro Chirale character. Like, don't get me wrong, I love these games to death, but like, you know, like cute aggression. It's like I don't know. Like I want to bully them a bit. It's like that kind of thing. Chunk 3. I love pathetic men. True. They're losers, but that's what makes them charming. Exactly. Kidnaps and tortures the main character equals cringe. Leave her alone, get a job! That's literally how I feel about them. So yeah. So on the left, you can see the like choose one or the other like mechanic where you need to get like, you need to convince some guy to give you some piece of information. And the bottom is the map, so you can like go to different places and then like talk to different side characters and stuff. So there's definitely more like how do I word it? So these sections of the game actually don't have voice acting and stuff, because there's so many like little bits of dialogue. So this game has like the most of that out of like all the Nitro Chirale games. So if you're looking for like a fully voice acted experience, then you will not have it here. But I will say that is like the minimum, like it is minimal compared to like the rest of the game and the story content and that kind of thing. But yeah, it does make for a fun playthrough the first time, but if you do end up replaying it, it can get kind of annoying. So yeah. Toa on the bottom right also has like a figure of this like scene, and I own it. I just wanted to put that out there. I love the toilet Toa figure. It's really awesome. I also own the one where he's like hooked up to like an IV drip. It's so goated. So yeah. The next developer, my god, it's a Delta. This is like everybody's baby girl. A Delta is like the VN goat at the moment, and everyone fuck with a Delta. Marine, I'm dead. I'm not gonna eject you from chat. You can scream about a Delta all you want. So it's a self-published indie group with 3 members. There's a lot of people think that there's only like one person who runs a Delta. There's 3 of them. It's just that Kurosawa Rinko is like the most like, I guess, like the one in the spotlight most of the time, because she does like quite a lot of the VN side of things. But the other 2 members of a Delta do the coding for the VNs, and then the other one does the website coding. So there's 3 people in total. So Kurosawa Rinko, she does the art, the writing, the BGM, starting from Hashihime. So, starting from Ultra C. So Hashihime and Cocoon have BGMs by like some other person, Hydrologic for Hashihime specifically. And she can low-key do anything she puts her mind to. It's kind of scary. She's like one of those creators where you like look at the resume and you go, what the hell? Like, how did you do all of that? Like, it's actually crazy. So there's 4 games in total. There's another one that like is like co-created with like another developer. I didn't list that as a part of the 4 games. 2 of them are localized and one is being localized as we speak. That one referring to Oe. So Cocoon is the only one that's not localized. I also haven't played it, so unfortunately we can't get into it in this panel. But if you are interested in Cocoon, it is on DL site. The games tend to have an enforced reading order. So there's very minimal choices in a lot of Adelta games. They kind of want you to just enjoy the ride and go with the flow of the story, however Kurosawa Rinko wants to present it. So you're in for a fucking ride, basically, is what I'm telling you. Like, you're actually in for a ride for all of them. There's a mix of professional VAs and like VAs that literally just spawned in out of nowhere to uke the fuck out. It's kind of awesome. Some of the VAs are like Kurosawa Rinko's like friends and stuff now, so they appear in like multiple games. There's like one guy who appears in Hashihime, Ultra C, and Oe, and he's kind of the goat. But yeah, so you will hear a lot of like familiar voices, and if you play multiple of them, but that's not like a bad thing. I actually really like it. They also really like setting their stories in like a specific time period or year. So we'll get into that as we go through the games one by one. Let me take a sip of tea real quick. Okay, awesome. So the first game, Hashihime of the Old Book Town, Koshotengai no Hashihime. It is a psychedelic mystery story. It is Adelta's most popular game in terms of things like cafe collabs and whatnot. It's like the only Adelta game that has like a safe for work port on the Switch, and if you want to play that, that's totally there for you. So the plot is 1922, sorry. Tamamori is a wannabe writer who is, quote, studying for his second attempt at his uni's entrance exams while living in the second floor of an old bookshop. But with the sudden death of his childhood friend, his life spirals in ways nobody would be able to predict. And I'm being serious when I say nobody will be able to predict where this fucking thing goes. It's actually crazy. So I highly recommend playing this thing blind. Even if it's just the first route, play this thing blind. It's craziness. It has like some of the craziest like writing I'd like ever seen in a VN. And I think if anyone who's played any Adelta game, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, it's literally crazy. So to get into more detail about the Switch version specifically, it cuts out the sex scenes. You won't see any of the sex scenes in the Switch version. However, they do replace the sex scenes with epilogues, so you actually get extra story with it that isn't available on like the PC version and stuff. So they give you like a extra epilogue that takes place at the end of the routes. Sometimes they have like, I think it's like there's a time skip and then the epilogue happens. And I actually think you should read the epilogues. If you're not getting the Switch version, I'm sure you can find like a no commentary playthrough of the epilogue somewhere. But there is one character where I highly recommend reading the epilogue. I shan't say who it is, but the epilogue is like highly recommended. I really think you should read the epilogues. If you like Japanese mystery literature, you will like the writing style of this a lot. It's really I don't know how to explain. Like the flow of the words is really like it really takes you along. Like it's not hard to read at all, but it is like super, like the flow of it is really good. I really love the way it kind of like plays out and stuff like that. The main character Tamamori is also like a guy of all time. Like I don't know how to explain it without getting into too many details, but he's like extremely, like he's actually like my chud son, and he is so pathetic and just a fucking loser, and you're never gonna see an uke like this ever again, bruh. Like you actually have to fucking read it. This guy is such a loser. You have to play this damn thing. So yeah, so on the top left, the characters from left to right, the masked man Kawase, and then Tamamori, the main character in the middle. And then sitting down is Minakami, and the one in the uniform is Hanazawa, and then the one at the end is Hakase or Professor, depending on the localization. So that's the vibe. Okay. Everyone got to play this damn thing, even if it's just the first route. Like, I'm literally begging. There's also, just like a general Adelta thing. Like, all Adelta stories kind of spiral in ways that you're not going to be able to predict in general. Like, Hashihime's was crazy, but all of them are crazy. But like, just like be warned that like whatever you're feeling at the beginning is not what you're going to be feeling at the end. Like, and whatever happens at the beginning, like by the end, you're just going to be sitting there like with your mouth agape, and you're going to be like, what the hell did I just read? And that goes for like all of them. So the next one, Ultra C 2020, my beloved tokusatsu inspired hero story. The plot, the scene is 1970 Soshigaya. The Icarus Rangers are defending the city from infected humans turned kaiju that threaten to overrun it. But what happens to Kagome Shotaro after he comes into contact with kaiju blood? So, unlike every other VN that I'm going to talk about here, this does not have like traditional character roots in which like there are multiple love interests and there's one main character. There is 3 chapters of it with 3 different protagonists, and each protagonist has their own love interest. There are no choices in any of the chapters. All you do is click the chapter and you're fucking reading, and it is really good. That is like it wouldn't work any other way, honestly. So there are different themes and vibes of each chapter. They all happen in the same time. So these are like, what's the word? Like converging storylines. So in the first chapter, you'll see characters from like all the chapters, and you'll like take note of them. You'll be like, oh, and then in the next chapter, you switch POVs to like another character, and then you like go through the same like time period again, but like from a different character's POV. So like if you're playing a chapter and then like a character disappears for like extended amount of time, like he's probably doing something in another chapter. It's like that kind of thing. So it is the shortest Adelta VN. It comes on in and around 10-ish hours, like I think like 10 to 12. It's set in the late Showa era, so there's a lot of like references to Showa pop culture and stuff. For example, Ultra C, you might be wondering what the hell does that title mean? It is a word from 1964 that came about in the Tokyo Olympics. The way they grade gymnastics back then, it used to be from A to C, A being easy, C being more difficult. And the Japanese gymnastics team used to be like, you got to do this shit Ultra C, which means you got to put like 110% into it. So yeah, the title is a reference to that. There's 3 U's because there's 3 U's you play as. And yeah, that's also what Ultraman is like named after, if you're curious about that. So this game has an insane amount of CGs. Like most of the game is like CGs. There's like barely any use of sprites in this game. It's actually kind of crazy. Like I can wager there's probably over 1,000 CGs in this thing. And I'm talking like unique CGs, like not like variations of the same like CG, like how Parade does their CGs. It's literally crazy. It makes it feel like you're watching a tokusatsu movie. It's really good. If you're into tokusatsu, if you're into Japanese cinema, especially from like the sort of like 70s era, that kind of thing, if you're into like those like Godzilla, Ultraman, Super Sentai, like that kind of thing, you're gonna like this thing. It kind of sort of has like when I was playing it, because I had watched like some tokusatsu before playing it. I watched Don Brothers, I watched Zenkaija. It kind of felt like a similar story to how do I explain it? Like, you know when you're watching a kid's show and it's like 50 episodes long, and you can kind of feel towards like the episode 40, you kind of sit there and you're like, they're really trying to wrap this shit up. They're trying to close all these loose ends. That's like kind of how I felt playing Ultra C, but not in a bad way. Like it kind of like made sense with like the way it's inspired by tokusatsu. I'm like, wait, that's actually like, it feels so tokusatsu. So here's all the main characters. Oh, sorry, I'm covering Yomi low key. Sorry about that. I mean, can I lean? Can I lean over? Sorry, I'm covering him. But so from left to right, Kagome Shotaro, Kozuka Akira, Chotsugai Shiro, Ishiki Suzu, Sayashi Juro and Hibari no Yomi. Sorry, it took me a moment to remember the last names. They're the goats. The ones on the left are the main characters, they're the ukes. So yeah, these are what the CGs look like. It's gorgeous. Please, it's really good. You should play it. It's awesome. It is like super short, low key. And they do want you to play it chapter by chapter generally. I think chapter 2 unlocks during a certain event in chapter 1, but you should just like finish chapter 1 and then read chapter 2, like that kind of thing. But it's really good. You should definitely check it out if you're interested. And it's crazy. It's craziness. Like chapter 3 will get you like, you know, the gif of the guy who like puts his like hand on his head and he like the camera starts like freaking out and then he's like shocked and shit. Like that's literally how I felt playing chapter 3. It's like so crazy. There's like this certain thing that happens at the end of like every Adelta game. I can't get into it. I shan't get into it. But like at the end of like every Adelta game, a certain thing like starts showing up and then you kind of go like, here it goes again. But yeah, the next one, I have to admit I only played the demo for Oi because I'm waiting for this thing to get localized because I'm not getting a subpart translation of this. Like, no way. I want my first experience with Oi to be awesome and cool, okay? So Evil Uke Island. It's fucking awesome. So it's in the middle of being translated by Manga Gamer at the moment. The plot: 1955, the second anniversary of the actress Oe An's death. Osaki is sent to attend her funeral on Oejima under the guise of one of the invited guests. He's like a detective, low-key. When suddenly a murder happens on the little island. Yay! There's 10 routes in total, 12 endings. The orders are semi-enforced. I believe there's like some leeway for like what order you want to do 2 of the routes, but I may be wrong. It's very inspired by like And Then There Were None and like other similar mystery books. So the Inugami Clan is one of them. Demon of the Lonely Isle by Edgar Allan Poe is another. It's also inspired by like some real life events. So the Queen of Anatahan event and the Hakoda mountaineering event where like 190 something people died. It's like crazy. Okay, there's a lot to get into. But yeah, so like Kurosawa Rinko was just like, I was inspired by these horrific tragedies and now I'm gonna make an awesome VN out of it, and it's really good. So it's like a psychological mystery type thing. Closed circle, it's gonna be on this damn island. Murder mystery, you gotta figure out what's happening, that kind of thing. The mystery is crazy. And this is what it looks like. So these are all screenshots from the demo. There's actually like a clause on the OA website saying like, do not spoil this shit at any cost, like I will kill you. So hopefully it's okay that I use the demo images. I'm pretty sure it's okay to share things from the demo. But if you do plan on playing the main game, do not post about it like super publicly. Otherwise Adelta will be very disappointed in us, and I do not want that to happen, please. Please do not embarrass us. But yeah, it's really awesome. All the characters are like these like black-haired, red-eyed ukes, and they all kind of look like that. So just back to the last slide. So the main character is Osaki in the middle, and clockwise from the top is... Why am I forgetting his name all of a sudden? Ariake! Ariake, Shinbashi, Hinode, Shinjo Mae, Shiodome, Fune no, Toyosu, Takeshiba, and Aomi. And at the bottom left, ignore the other 2 at the top, is Daiba Shizuma. Actually, you know what? Don't ignore the 2 at the top. That's Shinkiba and Shinagawa. I had to read the Japanese. I'm like, what were their names again? Guy who only played the demo. So yeah, if you are into like sort of like murder mysteries and stuff, definitely check this shit out. It's kind of a trip. It's like highly rated amongst like VN players, like general VN players outside of like the BLVN sphere. It got like hate bombed when it came out on VNDB, like when the full version came out. Or I had a lot of delays also. I played the demo like a year ago, like on my birthday. It came out in like late August, I think. And it took like forever for even the demo to come out. And it got released in like or part 1 or part 2. It was like a whole thing. But when it finally got released, like I remember getting like review bombed because everyone was rating it so highly. And then people on VNDB were like, what is this BL slop that's getting rated so highly, and started like review bombing it. It was like, It was something. It was definitely something. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe. Oh my god. Parade. Wait, let me take a sip of tea. Okay, awesome. Parade. So they're the sister brand of Clock Up. They're like infamous for like gore and generally evil vibes. If you're familiar with like VNs that aren't BL ones, so they made what was it called? Maggot Baits and Euphoria. So that's sort of what we're dealing with here. So there's 4 games in total. 3 of them are translated by Manga Gamer. The newest one that came out, was it the start of this year or the end of last year? One of the, I think it was end of last year. It's not translated yet. Please translate it. I'm literally begging. I really want to play it. So the main scenario writer, for most of the games is Sawa Misaki. The director, oh my god, I can't speak, for all the games is Amamiya Mitsuru. Amamiya Mitsuru is like Loki the goat. So this developer has the most like H scene to plot ratio. Like there are so many sex scenes in all these games. It's like kind of crazy. It is like H scene aplenty. I think I saw a tweet earlier today where someone was trying to recommend No Thank You to people, and they were like, in DMMD, there's 9 sex scenes in total. In No Thank You, there's 30. And that's when it like dawned on me, like, holy shit, there really is that much. Like, what do you mean 30? That's actually crazy. But I don't know if how like true that is, because like when I play, I don't keep count. But yeah, they be fucking like crazy. It's kind of crazy. We're all good on time, don't worry, cousin. Thanks, Andrea. I know you always got my back, Andrea. So they have like a crazy Fudanshi energy to them. So unlike the writing of like some of the other BLVNs here when it comes to like the sex scenes and stuff, they like have like this like big sort of emphasis on like things like the musk, the smell, like the muscles, the body hair, like that kind of thing. There was like a scene in LKYT where like they didn't shower for like 3 days, and then he gave him a blowjob, and I literally could, like, I was reading it and I was like, oh, like that sounds so gross. Like it was so hard to read because it low-key was like making me gag. But good for them, I guess. I guess they enjoyed it. I'm happy for you. So yeah, it has, all the games have like really good quality of life features and extras. So there's a voice save feature. There are gore filters if you don't want to see all of that. There's body hair on and off, which is like a fucking joke I constantly do. Whenever someone goes like, oh, what sort of settings should I turn on for my game? I go like body hair on, and they're like, what are you talking about? So the body hair on and off feature, it does exactly what it says, but it also specifies whether you want like general body hair or if you want pubic hair. So if you want them to look like a fucking dolphin with like nothing on them at all, you can totally do that. Or if you want them to have a little bush to twirl when they're bored, you can also turn that on. Or if you want like the whole fucking package, then like give Maki his body hair. Who give a fuck? Give him everything. I'm one of those people that like put all the body hair on because I'm like, this is what Amamiya Mitsuru intended. This is like the intended experience. So I like turn all the body hair on, even though it's not like my personal thing. So yeah. There's also a panic button and a courtesy mute. So what those are basically, I think the button is escape specifically. A panic button is if you're in the middle of a H scene, and if you're like me and your computer directly faces the door of your room, and you read BLVNs out loud every fucking week, and you live with your parents, and they walk by the fucking doorway, you click escape, and it puts a decoy screen. They fucking make like a little, like they make all these like decoy screens that if you look hard enough, you're gonna be like, that is not a real screen that someone put up. But if you don't look, if you're like a 50-something-year-old parent, like just coming in to say, yo, can you clean the dishes? You're not gonna notice the decoy screen looks weird, okay? Like this shit works. And a courtesy mute is basically if you decide to close the game all of a sudden, like minimize the screen, or if you turn on the panic button, the game will like completely mute, just automatically, immediately. And the reason why it's going to do that sometimes is because they have this thing called BGV voices. BGV voices, it's just background voices. So what that is if you're in a sex scene and that, for example, they're doing a blowjob, they're kissing, whatever. When you finish listening to a voice line, the sounds will continue because they have like recordings of the voice actor just making sounds for like an extended amount of time so that there's constantly like a loop of sounds going on in your headphones. You can turn this shit off, by the way, if you don't want the BGV on. But it makes I guess it makes the sex scene more cohesive because you'll just be listening to Tasku like suck him off for like the entire time. It's awesome. So yeah. There's also menu voice lines, so if you save and open the game and whatever, they say little things. If you open the game in like the middle of the night, I think they go like, "Why are you here so late?" Like that kind of thing. If you save the game in the middle of a sex scene to like go back to it later, they'll go like, "What do you think you're doing?" It's like that kind of thing. And there's also like stuff and say you notes from like all the people that worked on the game, that kind of thing. It's really awesome. I really love the staff notes and say you notes for like parade games because the Seiyu actually like voice out their notes. I really love it. So yeah, that kind of thing. So no thank you 2013. This game is so funny. It's also been given away in this panel, so be sure to try and catch that thing. So one summer, Haru saves a man from a car accident and loses his memories. As thanks, the man offers him an apartment to stay and a place to work, the jazz bar Sonato. But what kind of person really is Haru, and what sort of shady things are surrounding this bar? There's 4 routes in total. There's 1 good end and 2 bad ends per route. So all the characters on screen are the love interest characters. And from left to right, it's Hiroyuki, Koichi, Maki, and Ryu. Ryu's literally my goat. I love him. So there's a no thank you button, a mechanic, which is basically when you're playing the game randomly, this little like toggle will appear in the corner of your game that says no thank you. And you gotta be like, okay, sure, no thank you. Or you gotta be like, you know what? Yes, please. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna click that. And it's not really clear what you're saying no thank you for initially. The game also doesn't like immediately change when you click this thing. It kind of just goes like, okay, you clicked it, and then just like moves on, and then you find out the consequences of your actions later on. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand how the no thank you works. Like I do from like a gameplay perspective, but like I don't know why they implemented it like that because it's a bit confusing, but you kind of get the groove of it eventually. It's sort of like goofy. It doesn't take itself like too seriously, but it does have its own serious moments and like a very heavy plot underneath all of it. And the mood and the vibe varies between the routes quite a bit because each route I think has. Okay, if you look on VNDB and you look at the staff notes for this game, the writers are all over the damn place. They're doing all sorts of shit. They're like some of them are doing like one character, some of them are working on like only H scenes, some of them are doing like this character's whatever the fuck, and then this character's whatever. And like it's kind of like they're kind of like scrambled all in there. So it's a bit less cohesive than other games, but it kind of makes for like, I guess like if you're playing it, like you'll probably like one route and you may not like the others, like that kind of thing. So yeah, it's like a taste by taste thing. So the game also will unlock small things after you do your first good end. So it kind of encourages a bit of replayability, but I won't say it's anything too like disruptive. It just kind of like recontextualizes a lot of the events of the game, especially from the beginning, where you're not sure about like the mystery of no thank you, which kind of sounds funny. But yeah, so the main character, Haru, is also like a sex pest. If any of you guys don't like that kind of thing. Like, because I don't, but okay, Haru's like one of my favorite fucking characters ever, low-key. And he's literally my goat, but like, my god, he's actually so annoying. He's literally a sex pest. Like, one of the first options you're given in the game is grab his ass. And you just gotta be like, what the hell, sure. Like, and you just go, yeah, just grab it, man. What the hell? And it kind of goes on like that for a while. Like, but I assure you, Haru, if you play the game, you'll probably start understanding why he's sort of like the way he is. I love this guy. He has depth layers. This is your goat. Yeah, he is my goat. What about it? Yes, he is my goat. But yeah, I remember there being an interesting POV thing. Yeah, so every like main character has like their own like POV switch in the route. It's not like super long, but the game, which is usually in ADV mode, will suddenly change to NVL and have like this really long like monologue from like love interest POV where they explain their inner thoughts and their backstory and stuff. So it's really interesting and you get quite a good look at the characters. I do really love No Thank You actually. Like it's so awesome. And the characters are very interesting, even if I was sort of like hit or miss with the roots. But yeah, that's sort of the vibe. I'm not gonna read that out loud, CK. Anyway, room number 9. It's the same setting as No Thank You. A lot of people play room number 9 and don't play No Thank You. Okay, as a No Thank You defender, I think you should play No Thank You and room number 9. So yeah, it is the same setting. Wait, really? It is the same setting, yes. It is. The location CGs and stuff and like what happens in room number 9 is connected to No Thank You. It can be played as a standalone game, but I would recommend playing No Thank You. It just sort of recontextualizes things, but obviously it's not you have to. So the plot: one summer, two besties, Daichi and Seiji, go on vacation to Okinawa, where they are soon abducted and imprisoned. In room number 9, they have two choices in order to leave. Seiji, which is the grey-haired one, must hurt Daichi physically, or Daichi must debase Seiji sexually. Daichi's the brown-haired one. So there's 6 endings in total. I believe it's like sorted into 3 routes. It's not like character routes, but it's like story beats. And then there's like 2 for each. But I might be wrong there because I actually didn't finish this game. I only played 2 endings because this game is just full of sex scenes, and I play VNs on my computer, so it's like I have it on my big ass screen. I'm on my chair. The last time I played it, I was eating dumplings, and I was watching Seiji getting like tied up and fucked, and I was kind of like, okay, man, like. I was sort of like, okay, Natoru, like you keep doing that, keep moaning loud as fuck in my ear. So yeah, if you really like having a lot of like H scenes in your games, like definitely check out Parade games. Like they are the best for that sort of thing. This by far has like the least amount of plot compared to the other Parade games because of the nature of them just being stuck in a room and like all of the fucking like shit they're doing. But yeah, there is plot to it and you do get quite attached to the characters, but it is also like short compared to the others as well, so you don't get that much time with them, but a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people really like room number 9. The art style is gorgeous. I really love it. And Seiji is my goat. I think the last time I played it, the reason why I didn't continue is because I got so mad at Daichi because he was being mean to Seiji. I was like, don't say that to him, and I stopped playing. I'm gonna get back to it eventually. I'll get back to it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Look at the art. It's so good. Oh my god, that's so cute actually. Like look at them. The art's so amazing. Look at him fucking, he's about to like nail the fucking thing in his hand. Have fun. But yeah, there's a lot of like scenarios that sort of happened. And yeah. Me muting character voices in Paradise. Help. Anyways, so the next game, LKYT. Shaking my head. It's so awesome. Shaking my fucking head. So it's a dark, tragic fantasy feudal Japan adjacent setting. So the plot: the Shoreline Nation fight every day against dark forces. I low-key forgot what the dark forces were called and I wasn't gonna Google it. They fight every day against the dark forces that cause their land to become barren and empty. The young soldier, Saku, suddenly finds himself in the middle of a great war when the threat of the enemy wiping them out is now greater than they could have ever imagined. So this game is crazy. This game is such a fucking trip. So there's 4 routes in total. So on the screen from left to right, Ango, Takeru, Towa, Yael, and then the main character Tasku. My baby! I love him! He's literally the cutest freaking seme ever. He's like this like little hamster guy. He's so fucking cute. Like he gives me like cute aggression like crazy and I want to protect him. And like low-key all the characters think that way. Look-key all of his, okay, it's like all of them are like sexy onesans and they're like all going after him and he's so freaking cute. And everyone is like salacious and awesome. So yeah, it does have like quite a bit of sex scenes in it, but I would say like less than the other previous Parade games, but there's still like quite a lot compared to like say like Nitro Chiral. And with like the addition of like background voices and stuff, it does get like very like, whoa, this is so awesome. So yeah, so play this thing as spoiler free as possible, because I do think like playing it with like no spoilers, like not knowing what you're getting into, is the best way to experience it. Especially because it is sort of like one of those games where you hear people go like, this thing ruined me and destroyed my life and it killed my family and it like stole my crops and beat me up, and like you kind of just sat there wondering what the hell happens in this game. So play it as like spoiler free as possible, so you can also get beat up and your crops stolen and your family killed. So yeah, that's what it looks like. The art is so fucking good. It's the same artist as Room Number 9, obviously, with a fantasy sort of like aesthetic on it. But it's really pretty. I really love it. It's crazy. Also, all the routes have like this epilogue to it where you read a little extra. It's nothing like too crazy. A lot of the epilogue is like repeated content, but it is like when you read it, you go like, oh, you know, like, oh, this thing like Loki like makes me go crazy. It's like the most like underrated of the parade games, I will say. Like, I think like most people tend to play Room Number 9, and then like sort of they may or may not play No Thank You. No Thank You was definitely more popular like back then in like 2013ish. But LKYT was kind of forgotten, and I think more people should play LKYT. Like, you literally gotta play this shit, please. Like, I need it. Please buy it as well so that we can get lesson localized. I need it. Anyways, the next developer, Tenon Orgy. We're only gonna be talking about 2 games because I've only played 2 games from Tenon Orgy. So the first game they made was in 2000, Saikurai Gakuen. I don't know if it's actually pronounced Krain because it's spelled in like English for some reason. I don't know how you're meant to read that. There's like 5, 6-ish main games. I say main because they make so many fucking random ass side games. Lucky Dog has like a bunch of like side media. It's like kind of crazy. And I put 5 to 6 because Bad Egg I consider a main game, but it is a Lucky Dog spin-off game. Well, not spin-off. It's a Lucky Dog alternate story thing. So I put 5 to 6. There's 2 games that are translated in English. That would be Lucky Dog 1 and Friendly Lab Unlock specifically. The art by Tenon Orgy is done by Yura, who was a previous CitrusCon host. Previous CitrusCon guest. I can't speak today. All the games are really varied in vibes and mood. They all have like sort of like different writers for the most part. And they also make original drama CDs and stuff, which one of them, which one is it? Let me read it. Kuzuningen has Shindo Daisuke in it, who's also, I guess, at CitrusCon this year. So if you want to hear what he sounds like, go check out his panel. They also keep the Seiyu Aoi Yuma like trapped in their basement. He's in like 3 of their games, and it cracks me up when I hear him. There was actually, can I talk about something crazy that happened with Aoi Yuma? So Aoi Yuma like was announced to be in the newest game, which is Ani Asobi. Don't think about that title too much. And they accidentally misprinted on the Cool Bee magazine, which is like a BL game magazine, and like Ultimate, I think, was also in there. They accidentally misprinted that he was gonna be like the seme, which is what he was in like the previous game he was in. They misprinted he was the seme. And then suddenly when Ani Asobi came out, he was the uke. And then people were like rioting in the streets in Japanese Twitter. Like they were like, why is he switching positions? What happened? Like people were like actually like mad. I was confused as fuck. I was so mad. But there were so many people that was just like, why did Tenon Orgy lie? Why did they lie? And it was serious. It was really serious. Like genuinely it was serious, because I was also like really shocked that Aoi Yuma wasn't gonna be the fucking seme. But yeah, that's what happened. It was a life-changing event. So Lucky Dog 1, 2009. Everyone needs to play this fucking game, please. So 1930s American Italian mafia BL. The plot: Giancarlo Bourbon Del Monte is infamous for his incredibly good luck. While spending his days lazing about in jail, he's given the most important task of his life. Break the 4 incarcerated couple of the CR5 out of jail. You'll be the boss of the gang, Gian. You'll be the fucking boss. That sounds like stupid as hell. It sounds like some fanfic, but it's so good. You need to play it. Everyone should play it. So there's 4 routes in total. So on the screen, okay, how do I... Is there a picture of all of them? Okay, yeah. So Lucchino, on the bottom left, sorry. Lucchino is the pink one. And then Giulio Di Bondone. And then Giancarlo Bourbon Del Monte. Sorry, Lucchino Gregoretti is his full last name. And then Bernardo Ortolani. And then Ivan Fiore, my fucking goat. Touch Ivan Tuesday. Happy Touch Ivan Tuesday to all that celebrate. So there's 4 routes, 22 endings. There's quite a lot of bad ends in this one if you are lazy. Me. I left all the bad ends for last. Do not do that. It's a terrible idea. It's entertaining. It has a balance of like action, comedy, serious scenes. The action in this game is really like immersive. Like I was like locked the fuck in when I was reading the action scenes. John is a fucking salacious moaner. He fucking is crazy. And like, okay, like sometimes he like when he's getting non-conned, he like moans in a way where I'm like, why does it genuinely sound like he's like being tortured in a chamber? It's like kind of crazy. So yeah, it's really awesome. That guy is, did I say Seme? My bad. John's the Uke, by the way. But yeah, they're fucking going crazy on that guy. So it leans very hard into the setting. The English translation is filled with a lot of period appropriate slang. Thanks, Terra Cannon, I love you. But if you are NESL, you might have a bit of trouble reading it. It takes like a little bit of time to get used to the way the slang like is incorporated in there, because I guess if you're not into like mafia movies and stuff, like if you are, you would probably know what they're saying. If you're not, then you might have a bit of trouble like getting into the flow of things. But after I left the jail sequence, which is basically like the beginning of the game when you're trying to leave jail, you have to click like a bunch of options and get like prerequisites in order to escape jail and get into the character routes. Once I got out of that first like hour or 2 of the game, I was kind of like locked in and I kind of understood everything that they were saying for the most part. I'm also not American, so sometimes they'll say something and I'll be like sitting there like, what does that mean? Like I was looking at like the fan book and Ivan called one of the characters like a fucking wasp yaro, like a fucking wasp bastard. And I was like, what is wasp in all caps? And it's white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and somehow Ten and Norgie knew what that was. So the high-key world's first Americaboo developer for BLVNs. So yeah, there's a lot of Lucky Dog 1 media. There's a lot of side games. There's a lot of anniversary books. There's a lot of stuff. There's like 7 fucking stage adaptations of it. By far the most stage adaptations of every BLVN. This was like low-key like the most popular BLVN in Japan before DMMD came around. It was really big. And it's on Manga Gamer, and it took around like 7-ish years to localize. It took a while. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It has this like really like bright poppy art style, which I really miss. I really love Yudo's art in like the late 2000s to early 2010s. It's gorgeous. They do look a bit chopped sometimes if they like turn their head a little too far to the right or the left. Their skull looks a bit like funny, but I don't know. I miss when art just like served its purpose and people didn't really like care for perfectionism a bit too much. Pooja, you don't understand peak. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know, they're literally goated. And all the characters, okay, one of my pet peeves for like BL games and like also like VNs in general is once you go on a character's route, sometimes the other characters just like disappear off the face of the fucking earth and you never see them again until like a true route rolls around or until like the very end. But Lucky Dog isn't a VN that does this. Like a lot of the characters like stick around like the whole time and are constantly like coming in and out and like talking to the main character and that kind of thing. So the cast is like very involved in the setting. Like the cast are always active, and that's like one of the reasons why like you really like feel for the characters in this one. And like all of them are really interesting. I really love all of them. even if I had some gripes with some of their roots, lol. Anyone who like saw me play Lucky Dog knows exactly what roots I'm talking about. The Green Witch. So yeah, the next one, Friendly Lab Unlock. This is specifically the Unlock version of the game. There is a version of the game called Friendly Lab. That is the iOS version on mobile. Unlock is the ported PC version with the H scenes. So the plot, you are a researcher, your subjects are two amnesiacs. They are fucking taken to this damn room. You choose what you want to give to the subjects and you measure your impact. It's kind of hard to explain what this game is sort of like. But basically, you're given like a bunch of like different options, which is like, give them a snack, like this snack, give them entertainment, give them an iPad, give them Cocomelon, and you click it, and then this like hand comes from the ceiling and gives it to them, and then you just like watch them react, and like depending on what you give them, you unlock more of their memories, and then you like find out about like the real reason why they're there, that kind of thing. So it doesn't play like a traditional BLVN where you kind of just like reading. It's mostly dialogue with like very like little narration. There's no BGM. For most of the game, like there's only one time in the game where I played where there was BGM. But for most of the game, you're just gonna be in a silent room with only a clock ticking, and it makes you go a little bit crazy. It makes you feel like you're in that damn room. And there's also no voice acting, so you're gonna have to read that yourself. So yeah, it's quite slow burn in that aspect. It takes a while for things to like really get going and for you to really understand what's happening. So it may not be for everyone. I personally only did like 3 endings of the game before I realized like I was satisfied, because I did the true ending and I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. And then I'm like, I didn't feel like playing it again. But yeah, the Japanese and English version is on DL site, but they are separate. Do not accidentally buy the Japanese version if you're planning on playing it in English, because that may happen. You may accidentally buy the Japanese version. Please find the one that says it's English specifically. So yeah, it's what it looks like. So the main characters are East and West. West is the one with the... Was West the one with the... The way I don't remember which one is which. Wait, hold on. Yeah, well, I think East is the one with the lighter color hair, and West is the one with the darker colored hair. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, East and West. It's kind of hard to explain what this game is like. It's the opposite. My bad, y'all. My bad. It's the other way around. But yeah, because in my head, to defend myself in my head, like I kind of just like was playing out on autopilot when I was playing it. I didn't have time to be remembering which one was which. This is like the one game where I actually like don't remember which characters is which. Like for every other game thus far, I'm like able to like recall every single character without any sort of prompt. But this game, like, if you're gonna name your character East and West, I will have trouble remembering which one is which. Lol. They low-key twins. They do look really similar in these pictures. I'm sorry. I kind of did them a bit dirty there. But yeah, that's sort of the plot. It's kind of hard for me to like sell this game, especially since I didn't end up like quote finishing it. Like I did do the true end, but I didn't like play every single route. But the true end I think is actually worth like going through the game for. The true end was really good, and I got emotional playing it, and it's really interesting. I did enjoy the true end of it, but like the replayability of this is quite tough. Even if you can skip things that you have read beforehand. Saku headcanoning both the Saito Soma voices. Look at them! They're literally giving Saito Soma to the max. It's either Saito Soma or Hanai Natsuki. I think, yeah. They can be Saito Soma, Hanai Natsuki. He looks like he needs a burger, yeah. They're quite malnourished. This game is basically like just give enrichment to your strange homunculus people and just see how they react, I guess. That's kind of the vibe. So stop sending that, Kosu. Kosu thinks that the thing on the top left is the stupid Undertale image. It fucking kills me. It's so stupid. But anyways, next is Nia no Machi 2018. It's not by Tennen over. Tennen era is over. Now it's time for random assorted BLVNs. So Nia no Machi, is 2018. It's the first and low-key only game by Zonpilica. The only other game they made is Nino Machi Iro Musubi, I think is what it's called, which is the fan disc. A fan disc, I don't think I explained it. A fan disc for a VN, a BLVN, is basically like extra story stuff. Like you buy another game and it gives you like an epilogue and whatever the fuck, and extra content. So yeah, it's Zombilica only makes Neo no Machi basically. Let me take a sip of tea before I continue. This is where the Let's Euthanasia guy comes from. Yeah, Mio-san, my goat. So the plot. After following after a boy, why did I write that? In a morning suit, the chronic part-timer Hisora ends up in the world of spirits. After being taken to safety to an inn for spirits in limbo, he is told his smell attracts hungry freaks. Yes, that is what they call them, and that he must find his way back to the world of living. This game has 5 routes, 27 endings. It has the most airheaded protagonist I've ever witnessed in my entire life. He is so stupid. Like, you will go up to this guy, you will be like, Hisora, Hisora, in the inn, you are being protected by a force, and if you leave the inn, things will literally come out and attack you. Do not open windows. And he'll be like, right. And then like 30 minutes later, he'll open a window and get attacked and he'll be shocked. He's like that kind of vibe. He's kind of goated in that sense. Like, I really like him, but my God, he's stupid. So only the safe for work version is available in English, unfortunately. And I'm going to be real with y'all. The translation is not good. It is bad. Okay. So I mentioned the Hashihime Switch version. And I mentioned how it has epilogues, where they kind of make up for the cut content with giving you like a little epilogue about the characters and whatnot and extra content. This game does not do that. This game does not have any extra shit. This game just cuts out the sex scenes and expects you to sort of like deal with it. The translation is also kind of like not very well written. It's sort of like very clunky to read. It's not very smooth. They will accidentally copy in Chinese occasionally. That happened a few times. Yeah, I would not really recommend the English version of the game. But if you do want to play the English version, it is on Switch and it is on Steam. They are quite expensive. Do be careful about that price. If you ever do want to buy the English version, please buy it when it's on like the fattest sale you've ever seen, because it's like normal Switch price games. Like, they're quite expensive. And the Japanese version, with all the not safe for work content, like the original version, it's available on DL site. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on here. So the love interest from the top left is Naruomi, the top right is Koko, the bottom left, it's so sorry, I wanted this to be like, I can't tell left from right, I had to like put up my hands. The bottom left is Asuku, and then the bottom right is Mio-san. And my favorite is Asuku. He's so cute. Like, I don't think his route was that good, but like, he's so freaking cute. I do think this game is really interesting. The setting is really fascinating. It's very like Alice in Wonderland-esque, in the sense that like this guy is kind of like discovering this world and he's just like, oh, such weird things. But it's not as like fantastical or like, I guess like psychedelic as like Alice in Wonderland. It's kind of normal, to be honest. But yeah, the game does have like quite a bit of gore. Like, even when you're playing the safe for work version, you will see intestines and you'll kind of sit there like, whoa. The safe for work version, the censoring kind of like cracks me the fuck up, because they will be like, yeah, and then he non-condom, but like he'll have all his clothes on. Like, they still have the scene there, but like his clothes are still on. There was also like a blowjob scene that got replaced with like foot licking, and in my head I'm like, foot licking is kind of freakier, but like I get it. So like that sort of like shit is like happening in the English version of the game. It like cracks me up. But yeah, Komatsu Shohei, I will hear your insane seme moans. Yeah, Naruomi like moans like no tomorrow. I'm like, that seme is moaning, dude. He's so awesome. So yeah, that's the vibe of the game. Like, yeah, I would recommend playing the Japanese version of the game if you are going to play it. I do think this game is interesting, for sure. And I haven't played Ito Musubi. I do plan on playing it eventually. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the English version anymore, but like I do really love the characters. The characters are really interesting. The plot is like sort of varies. Like my enjoyment of it is kind of like it kind of goes up and down, I'd say. But like the characters I'm very attached to, and I really think they're really cute. Um, but yeah. The game is by Dramatic Create, which means the game is $80 in Korea's country. Yeah, $80. It is expensive. This game is expensive. Like I think it's $80 in Australia too, and Dramatic Create doesn't have regional pricing, so you're just gonna have to cop the $80 unless it's on a like really big sale. Like I think the Steam season sale will usually have it on sale, but it is quite expensive. What's the game called? It's Nie no Machi, Town of Nie. Sorry, I put it in Japanese because I just I habitually call it that. But yeah, that's the vibe. So the next game is Gakuen Handsome. Everyone must play Gakuen Handsome. Everyone needs to play Gakuen Handsome now. So I think people generally know this game from its anime adaptation, which was crowdfunded because that's how dedicated the Gakuen Handsome fandom is in Japan. I think people gotta play this game. I think this is a game that's going down in history. Let me take a sip of water real quick. I thought I had Gakuen Heaven for a second. My bad. I haven't actually played Gakuen Heaven. I do want to. The main character looks so cute. So yeah, Gakuen Handsome, 2010. It was originally a BL visual novel opening parody by a bunch of film students. They like edited this thing and tried to submit it to like this little like film editing contest thing, like a video editing contest, and they got rejected. And they were like, "We don't want your fucking slop." So they fucking uploaded it on Nico Nico Doga, which is like if you're not familiar with that, it's like Japanese YouTube, and it gained so much traction that they decided to make a game out of it. So it's like this really big passion project, and the story like kills me. So the plot is you play as like a self-insert main character where you insert your own name or whatever. He doesn't have eyes, he's the guy there. You moved back to your old neighborhood and have transferred to the local boys' school there. There you meet some familiar and unfamiliar faces, and maybe some romance will bloom. This game is amazing. There's 5 routes. I'm gonna be real, I don't know how many endings there are because it's like I did play this game, but like I was not fucking counting the endings, and when I googled it, I was just like, okay, why does no one have the answer? So just basically imagine a game where a bunch of like uni students are just voicing a bunch of like stupid scenarios, and that's sort of the vibe you're getting. It is really fucking funny. It's so awesome, and you can feel that the people here are just having fun. It is Japanese only, unfortunately. Get that shit on DL site. There's like a version of Gakuen Handsome on DL site where you get Gakuen Handsome like the original game and like all the Gakuen Handsome side games. There's like a bunch of them. There's like Gakuen Handsome in Paris, Gakuen Handsome like in the feudal Japan era, Gakuen Handsome but it's Valentine's Day. Like there's so many fucking scenarios that they made up for these characters. It's really awesome. And it's not very expensive compared to other BL games. So I really want this game to get localized because I think like everyone should play this game. It is a really fun parody. So all the characters from left to right, from left Sayonji Sensei, and then God, I forgot his name. Shigashingo, there we go. And then Mitsurugi, and then Takuya, and then Kagami is the green head guy who I'm covering. I'm so sorry. Wait, let me take out my hair real quick. Maybe you can see him better. Where is it? Maybe can you see him any better if I took my hair out? I don't know. Lamau. I'm not sure. Anyways, you know what? Fuck that guy. Oh, I was not meant to do that. Oops. My bad, y'all. Okay, there we go. I wanted to stick my finger in his eye. Okay, there we go. Anyways, so this is what the game looks like. It has like varied art styles because it's like a bunch of like people just like doing whatever the fuck they want. So it's like super inconsistent art style. It's literally peak and everyone should play it. The game has animated sprites, true, but not this one. It's the side games that have animated sprites. It is literally so freaking awesome. Will the slides be available in the discussion thread later? Yes, I'll add them to the discussion thread. I didn't want to add it like immediately because I didn't want people to like look at them before the panel. But yeah, I will add them to the discussion thread. So this is what it looks like. I genuinely think this game is like really good and that people should play it, and not just because it's like a funny little parody. I think all the characters are really like, you get really attached to them. Like they're so fucking goofy. My favorite character is Takuya, which is the orange one. And his like plot is that he's like your childhood friend. This is like the one time I liked a childhood friend character. And his family runs like an okonomiyaki store, and the guy who's voicing him, the random ass uni student that's voicing him, he has a lisp. So he like stumbles over his words all the fucking time. He can't say things properly. It's so awesome. He's literally peak. Also, the options on the bottom right kill me. So that's like an option screen where you have to choose whether it says go home with Takuya, go home with Kagami, or both of you should die. So like that's like the sort of like shit that you like are faced with in this game, like the life-changing options that you're given. And I think everyone gotta play it. It's like so peak. There's also a lot of like let's plays of it in like Japanese. So if you're not very good at like reading Japanese, the game, it is fully voice acted. So, and it uses like very simple language. So if you're learning Japanese, I actually do think playing this game is a good resource. Sort of similar to how like people play Tokimeki Memorial and stuff when they're learning Japanese. This game is fully voice acted. Easy language is being used. If you're learning Japanese, it's good. There's also a lot of like let's plays. I recommend Keel's let's play on YouTube. He like played all of the original game, and he's low-key the GOAT, and he reads out like the main character's dialogue. So if you're not very good at reading Japanese, that guy will read it all out for you. He's really awesome. So yeah. Thank you for linking a compilation. It's really awesome. So how do you learn Japanese? Look sideways at this game. No, literally. It's so good. But yeah, I did play this game and I really enjoyed it, and it's really awesome. And the side games are really fun too. They're like generally shorter than the main game. So you kind of like will knock those out in like an hour. But yeah, I played Gakuen Handsome in Paris. And it was so fucking funny. Like, they were like, let's go to the Paris crypt. And they went down there. And then, like, a ghost appeared and was just like, yo, I'm, like, your classmate's ancestor. And they're like, why are you in Paris? And he's like, I was going on a trip in the afterlife. And it's, like, that kind of thing. And then they'll be like, oh, my God, we should, like, go back to the hotel and play Uno. And it's just like, wait, but it's just us in the room. And it's just like, should we invite someone else to play Uno? And then it's just, like, a yes or a no. And if you click no, they'll go, like, well, this Uno game is fucking boring. And then like he'll just move on to the next scene. So yeah, play Gakuen Handsome. Sorry, I love talking about Gakuen Handsome. It's so awesome. So yeah, next game, Paradise. This is the game I'm currently playing, which is why it's right at the end. Dubbing Gakuen Handsome with I don't have Uno. So this is the game I'm currently playing. It's a collab between Pill Slash and Love and Destroy's writers, which is the two writers. So Kyu Yozawa and Lighchi are the two writers. If you're familiar with like Josemuke games and stuff, which is how I know these writers, they wrote 18 Trip, which is after Paradise. I think it's like the thing they wrote like after Paradise, like directly. And it kind of kills me. I'm like, oh my God, they wrote like 2 stories back to back about going on trips, and Paradise was like an evil trip, and then they made it up by making 18 Trip, which is about happy fun trips. So yeah, it's really awesome. So the plot, I stole it off Jas since I haven't actually played the entire thing myself. So thanks, Jas, for the description. Azuma thinks luck is finally on his side when he wins a holiday to a deserted island. Does that sound like a good idea to you, Azuma? No. He meets the other vacationers and settles in for a relaxing time. But when the boat with their food supplies doesn't show up and the radio stops working, things begin to go downhill fast. Can Azuma survive the deadly perils of this paradise? This game is fucking... this game, like, cracks me the fuck up. Sorry. Like, every BL game, I, like, cracks me up. I'm sorry. Like, I love games so much. Like, I love VN so much. But every time I, like, think about my experience playing them, I, like, kind of have to laugh. But yeah, I low-key just started it, so I can't really, like, I don't really have like a real opinion on it. I'm in the middle of Mitsugi route, which is like the first route. I'm playing it on Twitch every fucking Wednesday. You guys can rock up and see me accidentally uncensor H scene and scream. And it's like evil Seme Island. Like if Oa is evil Uke Island, this is like evil Seme Island. But yeah, I believe there's only like 3 routes. And I'm not sure about the amount of endings, to be honest. But yeah, the characters from left to right, Mitsugi, and then on the bottom is Shimada. And then Takara is the silver-haired guy, and then the main character Azuma's in the middle. And then Matsuda is the guy in the orange, and then Hongo is the guy I'm fucking covering. Sorry, Hongo, my bad, Hongo. And yeah, that's kind of the vibe. So other BLVNs I haven't personally played, but I yearn to play one day. I really want to play them. In English, I'll go over them first. I haven't played any of the things written by Togo Mito. I know he's the GOAT. I read the Hadaka Shitsuji, like, interview with Manga Gamer, and I think this guy is, like, so fucking funny. And I really want to play them, but I think with, like, the way I'm, like, progressing through room number 9, it's probably going to take me a while to play, like, Hadaka Shitsuji, sorry, Naked Butlers. Because I think I'm gonna get pissed off at that damn Seme. I'll be like, get off of him! Get a job! So yeah, I think that's I can like tell that that's what's gonna fucking happen. And then there's also Patient S Remedy, which is by the same guy, but like way later, and the art style was like kind of yassified. I was like, whoa, damn. And then the Lag Moa games, I haven't played Enzai, and this is for a very specific and special reason that's exclusive to people who live in the Oceania region. It is banned by the Australian government. I legally cannot own a copy of this thing physically. If I am found with it, I will get like fined with like $1 bajillion. I literally cannot own it. So that makes me kind of scared to buy it digitally. Like I did read the law very carefully, and I was trying to be very, like, I was trying to understand whether I could buy it digitally or not. And from what I understand, I think I can. It's like, as long as I don't import it physically in, but it's still very scary. Like the thought of owning it is still very scary because they're probably like monitoring my ass. I don't know. It's scary. And I don't care to find out anytime soon until I get the courage to eventually play that thing. But yeah, if you like things set in France, I guess you play Enzai. Also, Enzai is the first BLVN ever localized. Did you guys know that? That's so interesting. And then it got banned immediately. What's the point, man? He got banned immediately. They hate us over here. So, yeah, things are scary there, yeah. And then there's also Absolute Obedience, which great, like, it like deeply intrigues me. Masquerade Hell Academy, I already own it. It's also a pill slash game, similar to Paradise. I do want to play like a lot of the pill slash games. Like you can see them on the other side there. There's also Tokyo Onmyoji, which is a Holicworks game. It got localized, but the reason why I don't own it yet is because even though it's on the JAST website, it's not actually published and localized by JAST. So it doesn't have like the regional price on it. So I'm like waiting for it to have like a big sale, but it's like literally barely goes on sale. I'm just waiting for the timing. And then there's Sorcerer's Choice, Angel or Demon, which I already own. I don't have any impression of it. I literally know nothing about the game. I love going into VNs like completely blind and not knowing the plot at all. So please do not spoil it. And then the Japanese games I want to play Lesson, which is the Parade game, which was recently released. It's available on Fanza. I just don't own it because I didn't know how to make a Fanza account. I was just like, oh, it's not DLC. Oh. And Hyrule Arcadia, I got like, okay, the way I found out about this game is because the devs were like on Twitter going like, if you play this game publicly, we will literally kill you on the spot. And I got really scared, but it made me really curious because I'm like, that means it must have like a really fire mystery. So yeah, I really want to check it out, but unfortunately I'll never be able to stream it because I don't want to get like in trouble with the devs. And the Karin Shanoa Omega games, they made Omerta and Omega Vampire. Omega Vampire is available on Switch as well. There's also like a fan translation of Omega Vampire that's going around, but it's not fully translated. It's on VN Reader, I think. But yeah, it's not fully translated, but it does exist if you want to play Omega Vampire. Pill/games, Pigeon Blood and Shingako, I haven't played yet. I really wanna play Shingako, everyone says it's so fire, everyone says it's a really good mystery, and I really wanna play it! And I also wanna play Pigeon Blood because the main character is voiced by Hanae Natsuki, and he's kinda the GOAT. And Miracle no Tone is one of the 10 and Orgy games I couldn't get into, in this panel. So, I wanna play it. I think I already own it. I bought it during, like, this really big DL site sale, like, last year. So I kinda got it in my library, I just haven't gotten to it yet. And then Skisho, 好きなものは好きだからしょうがない. I wanna play as well. Okay, why does whenever anyone talks about Skisho to me, I'm like, everything about this game makes me so, like, curious about it. Like, it's like people will be, like, talking about Skisho and they'll be like, "Shh, no spoilers," and I'm like, I wonder what the hell there is in this thing to spoil that, like, everyone really wants you to play it with, like, no context. But yeah. There's also the Cage series, which is a Love and Destroy series, which is, like, same writer as Paradise and stuff. There's, like, 4 Cage games, I think, like Cage Open, Cage Close. Like, there's, like, a remake of the original Cage. Like, there's a lot. And I wanna play them, but I haven't, like, really gotten a chance to. Like, I have so many shit on my read list, like, man, oh my god. And then there's the Holicworks games, Taisho Mebius Line, Tokyo 24 and Tokyo Satsujinki, Gakko no Kaidan. Sorry, I can't talk. I should drink some water. Okay. Yeah, so I really want to play the Holicworks games. Like, a lot of, like, people who play Japanese BLVNs, like, really highly recommend the Holicworks games and stuff and really fuck with them, but I haven't, like, gotten the chance to play any of them yet. A lot of them are also, like, set in the same universe. Like, I believe there's, like, a Holicworks universe. Who is that? The person that CK posted is the main character from Omega Vampire. He's the Omega Vampire in question. The first BL Omegaverse game, I think, not including Sweet Pool. It's the first one to have, like, official Omegaverse, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, a lot of the Holicworks games are apparently, like, set in the same universe, so I really want to check those out. But yeah, so the next slide will be what are my top 5 favorite BLVNs. You're gonna look at this and you're gonna shake your head and you're gonna be like, you're so fucking basic. You're gonna shake your head and you're gonna be like, wow, you should be, like, hung. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I just talk like that. Guys, the entire time before this, like, panel started, I was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna stone me, they're gonna hate me, they're gonna put tar on me and put feathers on me and they're gonna kill me, everyone's gonna kill me. So I was really nervous, guys. Like, all my oomps know how scared I was to do this panel. Please do not hate me, please. I won't judge your top 5 list, I swear. No, I'm scared. Anyways. Okay, so these are my top 5 games. So Dramatical Murder. Okay, this also isn't in a particular order. I'm just gonna, like, specify that. It's not in a particular order. But DMMD is 100% my favorite game. I'm fucking sorry, okay? So Lucky Dog, DMMD, Ultra C, no thank you, Sweet Pool, Sweet fucking Pool. I love Sweet Pool. Okay, so the reason, let me go through the reasoning, okay? Let me explain myself before you shoot me for having DMMD as number 1. Okay, so DMMD, first BL game, okay? That gives it extra points. Nostalgia, the nostalgia of it is crazy. I played it twice, once with a friend and once by myself. I went to Japan to see it on stage, and I was only able to see Minkroot, but I saw this shit live in front of me, and it was so awesome. That's why Mink is my favorite character, despite him not being my, like, favorite root. Mink is the amount of stage match, guys. Okay. If you guys are not familiar with how Japanese stage plays, like, sort of work and function, usually there's, like, a merch table and stuff. You, like, go buy the merch, and then afterwards they will sell the merch, like, in, like, specific stores. Like, there's a store in Shibuya that's, like, specifically for, like, stage merch and stuff. They, like, bring all the leftover merch there, and then it's, like, a fucking free-for-all. Like, anyone can fucking get that shit. And a lot of stage merch, and, like, merch in Japan in general, I should say, is, like, that random gacha system where you, like, buy, like, 5 random bromides and you just hope to God that you get fucking Alba, you know, like, that kind of thing. And I really wanted the couples bromide, and I wanted every single one of them. So when I was in Japan, I think I bought like 6 or 7 of them, and um when I looked at them, I got a lot of duplicates. I think I got like fucking like I got so many fucking rens. I was like, what? And then I had to go to that store in Shibuya. Shut up. Shut up, Kosu, with the 6, 7. And then sorry, I'll delete. And then I went to that store in Shibuya that it's like near like Shibuya Tsutaya near the station. I went in there. I bought like 10 more. I spent so much fucking money on merch. It was disgusting. And then I did it again for Lucky Dog stage. And yeah, it was crazy. So I have a really huge attachment to DMMD. And like even like I'm sitting on my desk right now. I have like my DMMD merch like frames. I have like a little shrine with Sei in it. He's there. I pray to him. There's like little like DMMD creatures like in my room. I have like the little Alba Nui and shit. And it's awesome. It's literally goated. And then the next game, to explain my reasoning, Lucky Dog, it is just such a fun reading experience. I think it also this isn't something that like most people would probably experience, but because I did stream Lucky Dog, I ended up meeting a lot of oomphs through Lucky Dog. So I have an emotional attachment to Lucky Dog because it's like, wow, like I met so many people through this game. Like a lot of the people are like getting like really like locked in through my like playthrough and all that kind of thing, and I made like so many friends through it, and everyone's just like Lucky Dog pilled now, and I'm gonna go to Japan and meet the oomphs, and we're gonna like bring our Lucky Dog merch, and we're gonna like lock in and like have fun and that kind of thing. So it's gonna be so awesome. Straight to Lucky Dog stage, yay! I'm so fucking excited. But yeah, I owe it all to Lucky Dog. Lucky Dog bringing people together. Yeah, it really does. And I owe it all to you, Tara. Thank you so much for the translation. The way the translation coincided with the Lucky Dog stage is actually crazy. It's actually nuts how the timing kind of worked out despite the long ass wait. We owe it all to Giancarlo Bourbon Del Monte. Yeah. But yeah, and Ivan Fiore also like low-key became like one of my favorite characters ever. This little like Ivan acrylic, like where I am. I bought so much stage Ivan merch, and like there's so much like Lucky Dog merch that's like about to like be shipped to my fucking house. Like the proxy hates me. I love Lucky Dog deeply and dearly. And then the next one, No Thank You. Okay, it's kind of hard to like explain why I like No Thank You so much. I think I'm just like emotionally attached to it. I'm trauma bonded to No Thank You. But No Thank You had one of my favorite roots ever with D Root. I love how it dealt with Yu's grief. I love the writing. I loved Yu as a character. And Haru, I feel like, was his like best self with Yu. And I love that root so much. It had me like going crazy. I ended up like going on AO3 and reading like every fucking No Thank You fic by the writer Somna Mouse, who's like this like crazy like how to do enthusiast, and they're literally my fucking goat. So I love it so much. Like a lot of the roots were very hit or miss for me when it came to No Thank You, but I really loved Ryu. Like, my God, it was so amazing. And like I look back at No Thank You like so fondly. And I make fun of it a lot. Like I remember after I finished playing it, I rated it a 5 out of 10 on VNDB, but despite that, I still love it. Like my rating on VNs does not equal like whether I love it or not, if that makes sense. But I do admit that No Thank You isn't like the greatest game ever, but I loved it. I don't know. They have many How Did You fics. Yeah, they're my goat. I love it. I love the Mermaid AU How Did You fic. It was so good. I can't talk. I'm so sorry. So reminder, about 10 minutes left, by the way. Okay, I'll rush through it. Okay, and then I'll just see. I love the format of it. I feel like chapter 2 and 3 was like so fucking fun. And I really enjoyed it. Like, it takes you on such a ride. Like, I was literally yelling playing Ultra C with some of the plot twists. Like, I stood up and I yelled and I was freaking out and I was shaking. Like, it was so immersive and fun. I really loved it. Obsessed. And I loved, like, the way the CGs, like, just, like, make the experience, like, so much more, like, immersive. And Sweet Paul... My god, it's so good. Like, I played Sweet Pool on stream, like I do with most of my games. I finished the final route, the final ending, I should say, and I, like, burst out into tears. I started crying, and my chat was just like, "Was it that serious?" Because when I was playing Sweet Pool, I didn't think I was that emotionally invested, to be honest, and I was kinda, like, complaining about it. I was just like, "Oh my god, why is he doing that?" Like, blah, 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 and then I literally burst into tears at the end. I could not understand why. Like, I was, like, sobbing, and, like, I don't cry, like, too often with V. I do cry easily, but I wouldn't say I cry that often when it comes to VNs. Like, I can name, like, LKYT, I cried. Lucky Dog, I think I cried during a certain battle. And, like, there's, like, a few that I've cried in, but, like, Sweet Pool, it was, like, it was the fact that I couldn't understand why I was crying that, like, got me so, like, it got me, like, really, I guess, like, looking back on it, like, "Oh, like, I wonder what this game actually did make me feel, like, how much did this, like, actually affect me without realizing?" And, um, yeah, it was that kinda thing. Like, it made me, like, really, like, look back on the experience, and it was, like, really, um I kinda, like, learned more about myself through playing Sweet Pool, I think. But yeah, highly recommend all of these games if you haven't played them yet. Um, Especially Sweet Pool, honestly, because I think Sweet Pool and Ultra C are, like, quite underrated in the communities that they are in. But yeah, like, play fucking all of them. Like, please experience all of them at least once. And yeah, this is the end. Just to showcase that I do art. Please, I don't only talk about fucking I don't only talk about BLVNs and my thoughts. I do art and shit. Um I stream on Twitch and all of that. I do art streams and all that kind of shit. So that's my drawing of Ivan from Lucky Dog. I tried to draw for his birthday, but I didn't make it in time. But that's how much I love him. And then these are the nitro wee wees. I freaking love Jersey Maids, obviously. Look at my design. Oh yeah, I did make my VTuber model too. I did the art for it. And how to know thank you. See, this is how much I love him. If I draw him like this fucking like ethereally, you can tell how much I love him. Low-key, you can tell which BLVNs are my favorite if I draw fan art of them. Cause yeah, Fujo Friday Book Club, please join us. Yes, please. But yeah, no thank you giveaway. Andrea, start the giveaway once you're ready. But yeah, you have a chance to get no thank you. Um, please play it if you get it. If you get no thank you and you don't feel like playing it, please gift it to someone who wants to play it. Please don't let no thank you rot in your library. Please, this game needs to be experienced by fucking everybody. Please. But yeah, thank you so much to Manga Gamer for the giveaway. I was like literally like losing my mind that no thank you was like being given away at my panel. I was like, no way. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, I was really excited for that. And and Oomph was just like, it should have been Lucky Dog. You should have given away Lucky Dog. You need to rap Lucky Dog. And I was just like, no, but no thank you is also one of my favorite games. Like, I can't be biasing them like that. But yeah, please enter into the giveaway over there in the chat. And you may get no thank you. If you do not end up getting no thank you, please buy it. Please buy it. Please buy it so Lesson can get localized. Please, I'm begging. But yeah, that'll be pretty much the end of the panel. How good am I on time? I think I'm pretty good on time. On the wish list, yippee! Join the discussion here. We can chat more. Yeah, we can totally chat more in the discussion. I might be kind of late with responding because Australia has this like stupid like law that they put out where if you're under 16, you can't like be like on Discord. So like I don't get notifications on Discord and I have to turn on a VPN and I have to pretend like I'm over 18 and whatever the fuck, like that kind of thing. I don't want to give my face into Discord and stuff. Yeah, and I have my own Discord thing, the Fujoshi Junction. It is just like a yap chamber. It is just like a yap chamber. We don't have like very like specific topics we talk about, but it's just like a little yap chamber if you want to hang out with other Fujos and similar people, that kind of thing. But yeah, Saku's over 18. Yes, I am. But yeah, that's the whole lowdown. This is my schedule for the week. I actually put Sunday Fire Emblem. It's actually Saturday, same time. But yeah, I usually do art streams. On Wednesdays, I do a BLVN stream. We're still in the middle of Mitsugi route, so we'll be going through like the latter half of Mitsugi route from Paradise. And there's also, I think my Lucky Dog playthrough is still available on YouTube if you want to watch me play all of fucking Lucky Dog. If you want to be like, I wonder what's cooking on Lucky Dog, you can like go watch me play all of Lucky Dog there. What else? But yeah, if you haven't caught up, like the Paradise VODs are still available on Twitch, so you can like catch up to Paradise real quick and then like get into the stream. We are welcoming to all Fujos. If you match the vibe, if you match the Fujo vibe, like we can oomph it up. We can chat. We can have fun there. So yeah, 3 to 5 people talking about Nyoto Yuri. No, literally, like Lucky Dog, Nyoto Yuri headcanons go crazy in the Fujo Junction. Like it's kind of crazy. But yeah, thank you for the panel. Of course, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the oomph who supported me emotionally. Thank you, Terra Cannon, for localizing Lucky Dog and being here. I was just like, Terra, you have to be here. Terra, please come. I will be rapping Lucky Dog for you, Terra, please. And thank you, Manga again, for the giveaway. Thank you, CitrusCon, for inviting me in. I was like so shocked when CitrusCon was just like, would you like to be a guest? Like, I was like, why me? Why am I? Why am I the person repping the VTuber Fujo? I was like, oh my god. But yeah, that's all for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I was so nervous. And hopefully I did BLVNs justice, hopefully. I hope you guys don't hate me. Good presentation. Thank you, Tara. You're the last living Fujo tuber. That's low-key true. I miss Melly every day. When will Melly come back from the Dojin Wars? You're literally here. Guys, check out CK. Oh, also, there's also another BL game panel, by Blurdy Otome, also oomph. I love Blurdy Otome. Please check out Naja B's panel as well. She's also going to be talking about like all sorts of like BL games and stuff. So if you had fun in my panel, I think you'll definitely have fun over in Naja B's panel. So check those out. She's going to be recommending like other things that aren't like just BLVNs, but like also like I believe like English original visual novels and that kind of thing, and like mobile games and all sorts of like things that aren't just like VNs like in my panel. So definitely check her panel out if you're interested. Bloody Otome's blog has a lot of BL games and English BL and a lot more. Yeah, she also has a lot of guides. So if you need help playing BL games, you can like follow her guides and stuff, and you can like basically go through the games with like no blood, sweat, and tears. Other than the ones you experience while just like generally reading the story, lol. What's the panel name? I believe it's like from Pixels with P, like something like that. It had a little alliteration that I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. One day I'll be able to play Kichiku Megane. Yes! I want to play that so bad, bro. Can they please localize that thing? Can we literally get every gamer #1 on the Manga Gamer interesting? Please. Oh my god, who won No Thank You? No Thank You Peakness, yes! Congrats on the No Thank You. Peens and Pixels, yes, that's what it's called. But yeah, definitely check out Bloody Otome's panel if you're interested in that kind of thing as well. Congrats, Yubi! Please enjoy No Thank You, please! And also, if anyone like wants to talk with me and stuff and like share your thoughts on BLVNs, there's also the discussion. There's the Discord. You can DM me if you want to. I'm happy to talk about BLVNs any freaking time. I am literally happy to talk about BLVNs with anyone, please. Oh my, no way. Oh my goodness gracious. Enjoy, have fun. That's annoying Saku off stream. No, literally, you can annoy me off stream. It's fine. You can annoy me. It might take me a hot minute to answer because of time zones and the Discord under 16 ban and whatever. But like, you know, I will be there. I will literally be there. I'll be talking. But yeah, I'll annoy Sakura off stream all the time. Yeah, anyone can annoy me off stream anytime. But yeah, hope you guys had fun. I hope to annoy soon. Yes, very.
Okay, you literally have a minute left, so that was perfect timing.
Thank you, Andrea.
Guys, join the discussion, and then if you missed anything, it'll all be in there. Yay!
Yippee!
Uh-huh.
Okay. Awesomeness. Okay, thank you all so much for having me. Really appreciated it.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yay!
Pachi pachi pachi.
Thank you, and thank you for being my host aide, Andrea.
Of course.
Andrea was like my fucking emotional support the whole last time. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
Help. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.